Good evening, our fans from around the world. It's Complete Football. My name is Sila Falabi. I'm here with Saeed and Warif, and we're going to be doing a preview on the Aston Villa Manchester United game at Villa Park on Sunday. Manchester United were atrocious against against Porto of Portugal on Thursday, I think. After leading two goals to nothing, Porto was on the brink of winning, and they were just fortunate to get a last gasp goal. And Aston Villa were giant killers, bringing down the mighty Bayern Munich. So today we're going to be looking at the Premier League game between Aston Villa and Manchester United. Warif, what are your early thoughts for this game on Sunday?
Well, the pressure will be on Manchester United, knowing fully well that they've not been doing well. Like in their Europa League match, they were 2 goals up, and the match later ended 3-3, and it was driven by chance that they scored that goal. Then for the Aston Villa's side, you know what Aston Villa can do on a very good day, even though they drew 1-1 with Ipswich over last weekend. But it will be an interesting match because the Aston Villa players they know that they might want to put more pressure on what's it called the Ten Hag, so they might want to match the what's it called the Man U players man to man. They wouldn't give them that free flow for Man U to play their kind of pattern. And you know the one funny thing about Man U players is that you don't play if you're playing your opponent, they are playing fast game, try and calm the game down because you'll be forced to play their kind of game. So for you to frustrate them, don't rush the game. Just take time to play the game. Then for Manchester United, what is it called? This Argentine guy, what is his name? Mero. I hope he does not see his red. This other guy, his name now, Martinez. Those two players are my fear
Martinez, yeah.
in defense. Yes, because those guys they are very rugged, they are very hard on players. So and Unai might want to take advantage of it. So that's just it. Then again, one thing Manchester United must know about, but they're aware about is this super sub for Aston Villa. It's not becoming a norm. What's his name? Turan. Yeah. Last I think was it 2 weeks the guy scored a powerful goal. I can't remember the club. Even against Bayern was the one that scored the goal. So that guy and most of his goals they are from far range shots. The guy is just very smart. He will just watch the keeper, and before you know, he will just take the shot. So Manchester United should be careful about it. That's just what I found out.
Yeah, thank you very much, Warif. Saida, welcome to the show. Aston Villa against Manchester United on Sunday. What are your thoughts, Said?
Okay. Good evening, everyone. So, I'm going to be taking my point from the punter's point of view. So my opinion about it is let's not write Man United off because I'm just checking the head-to-head now for between Man U and Aston Villa for over like 3 seasons now. Aston Villa since I think since 2022, Aston Villa has not been able to win Man U whether home or away. Man U has been always winning them. So I think don't be surprised that Man U might raise their game against them. But of course, we all know that Aston Villa is on a very good run now. They even surprised me this against Bayern Munich. Can you imagine? Where you remember we were discussing about that match here.
I told you I said I will start with Aston Villa.
Remember we were discussing that. I'm here bragging that Bayern is on form. That will happen.
Football, anything can happen.
I lost quite a lot of money that day, man. I was like, I couldn't even believe it myself. Because I was like, that is bad. But Bayern will definitely at least draw, not even lose.
Yeah.
So Aston Villa is they are on top form now. So we couldn't write them up. But on going by my own point of view, head to head, Man U has always been strong fan. So I'm going to give Man U chance. So I think the game is going to be fair. It can go both ways, from my own opinion here.
Yeah, Man U is under tremendous pressure. It looks like this is the game that will decide Erik ten Hag's future. You never really, you never really know.
Who is playing home?
Aston Villa.
Aston Villa. It's at Villa Park in Birmingham.
Aston Villa.
Wow.
Aston Villa is at home.
Wow.
So
wow.
I'm not one of Erik ten Hag's fans, but I just feel teams need to give coaches time to bed in. But he's running out of credit. Doesn't seem to have any credit in the bank again. But then again,
to me, I think he should have been packed a long time ago, even last season. But right now, I even just read some of his comments on the last game they played that they with Porto. He was saying that nobody should judge him now, that they should wait till end of the season, that they can now judge him.
End of the season, man, you'll be battling for relegation.
No, I think he's hoping that they will win one of the FA Cup or EFL Cup, so he can use that to compensate them. That's what
Manchester United. They've not played Liverpool. They've not played Manchester City. They've not played Arsenal.
We played Liverpool.
So well, that's how it goes.
Okay,
you played Liverpool.
Okay, Kule is in. Kule, what are your thoughts?
Okay.
Man United at Villa Park on Sunday. What do you think?
Yeah, the main problem, Manchester United has 4 main problems. Number 1 is the Glazers. Number 2 is the media. Number 3 is the toxicity in the fan base. And number 4 is we have to do it the British way and the xenophobia. Those are his 4 biggest problems. And I'm sorry, no coach is going to change it. We've had Van Gaal, we've had Mourinho, we've had all sorts of coaches. Madrid has a series of good coaches, and all those coaches do well because the system works. Am I still online?
Yeah,
if the system works, your coaches. If the system is rubbish, no coach will be successful. So changing Erik for most likely, the most likely person will come in for him is Southgate. It's just disaster upon disaster. Alex Ferguson became coach of Manchester United in 1986. He was in a relegation battle. He didn't win anything until his 4th year. He didn't get Champions League. He didn't win the title. He didn't win the FA Cup. He didn't win the Milk Cup, what it was called back then. He won nothing, achieved nothing in 4 years. And then after that, he became the greatest coach in history. So I'm sorry when people say, Ten Hag is a fake. Is this? Ten Hag was doing well with Ajax. Since he's left Ajax have been nothing. The problem with Manchester United is not the coach. Changing the coach is just a waste of time. And if you change the coach, you're going to get who? Van Nistelrooy. Van Nistelrooy has been assistant coach at United. Assistant coach does not sit around taking pictures, and they're part of the system already. So if
Mr. Kule William, you know the Dutch league is different from the EPL. The EPL is very highly competitive. You cannot compare it to the Dutch league.
No, I'm sorry. Alex Ferguson didn't coach his team. Carlos Queiroz and all his juniors were the main coaches. Van Nistelrooy is the one that's doing most of the work on the ground, coaching the team. Van Nistelrooy has also had issues at his previous club in Holland. They complained that his tactics is not very good. And what do you think this new coach is going to do? He's going to magically come and say, hey, Rashford, Bruno, since you guys have been playing so bad, now I'm here. You're just going to magically play like Real Madrid. No, they're not. Man United has no money. They can't buy any new players. What, a new coach is going to suddenly make them better? How? What a load of nonsense. It's not going to change. It's the structures and the players.
Personally,
anybody that just not thinking, we're upset and we're all angry. But I don't care at this point in time.
Yeah, I think that's the word. Hold on. I think that's the word. We're all upset. Personally, I'm upset too, but
yes,
Ineos keeps maintaining the fact that they've only been around in June. They've only put their management structure in place since June, and they have not had the opportunity to see the seeds they are sowing to come to fruition. So sacking Ten Hag now will be ill-advised, perhaps. Okay, I take a typical example. Look at Mikel Arteta at Arsenal. He's only won FA Cup people say, okay, Arsenal has a clear pattern of play.
Community Shield.
And Community Shield. Arteta is yet to win Champions League or Premier League. But he's not under as much pressure as Erik ten Hag. So I feel the hierarchy should have a little bit more patience. But even at that, I feel results should begin to get better, really. Against Aston Villa, even when Aston Villa were doing very well last season, I don't know, we're like their kryptonite. Man United is like Aston Villa's kryptonite. Aston Villa, no matter how well they're playing, they always find it difficult against, like Said rightly mentioned.
Exactly.
They always find it difficult against Man United because they always tend to attack Man United, press high, and United always pick them off on the counter. So it's going to be a very, very difficult game for Aston Villa. But where I have a problem with Man United is the temperament. They seem to have a soft underbelly. And they I don't know, psychologically, they're not as strong. I don't know how they will cope on Sunday because the game against Porto was another low for them. I don't know what to think about this.
Porto beat Arsenal 1-0 last year. The same Arsenal that came, they beat them last year. Don't just say Porto are a rubbish team. They are not. We've done better than what Porto did. Don't just write us. Beat a team 7-0. The problem is that the team has not got a left back.
The players.
But that shouldn't be a case for you guys. You guys have been playing rubbish this season. You're a bunch of average players.
If you came into the season without a left back, and if you come into the season without a left back, and your left winger is a Rashford that doesn't defend, and you got a makeshift left back on your left side, exactly where Liverpool, for example, are strong with Salah and Trent-Arnold on that wing. They're best players against you.
Trent Derby.
Of course, they're going to hurt you. At the first minutes, what happened? Exactly what I predicted happened. Trent Derby scored, he was refused. Salah scored and got 2 assists. They just went down the flank. And that's exactly what Porto did as well. They're just crossing the ball because you don't have a fullback. It's very simple.
No, but Kule, hold on. If Man U have any chance of winning that game, Warif, what do you think they should do better than what they've been doing before? If they had a chance of winning that game, where would you think they should improve?
It's like Man U players, I don't know, it's like their mindset. Maybe they just believe that they won the match and maybe they switched off. They would have just maybe take full control of the game and don't allow, this Portuguese club side, they play like Africans. They are forceful, they are energetic. If you give them that space, they will hurt you. So Man U, what the coach would have done would have looked for players that can hold the ball, control the pace of the game, and make passes. These are not players that are jittery, that are shaky. They would have just have this self-confidence. They were even I was saying, Man U, they won this match already.
So they needed more control. They needed to control.
Yes, then also Bruno Fernandes. He needs to learn how to control his temper or something. How can you get a red card?
Exactly. I think Bruno Fernandes has been losing it. I don't know what's wrong with him. He has been losing it.
I don't know if they're trying to set up. Set up the manager.
Said, which areas do you think Man U needs to improve? Hold on, please. Said, which areas do you think Man U needs to improve? If you look at their last game against Tottenham, you look at the game against Porto, where do you think they need to improve to
I think it's still from what Mr. Kunle have said. I think it's their defense mostly because their attack too. They have to improve their attack too. But their
defensive
midfield, very, very
defensive midfield also.
Yes. But basically, I still think it's their defense though. I still think it's their defense.
Yes, they don't have a fullback. He could get sacked before he gets a chance to play like the Euro. He bought like the Euro. He might get sacked. What kind of nonsense impatience is that?
And if he's sacked, a new coach comes, maybe Euro might not be the kind of player that. So all those things affect the club. A new coach comes, you might not use those guys.
Yeah. From I think Mr. Kunle has already broken everything down. If we really think deep, I don't think coach is really the problem of Man U. Because I can tell you the Glazer family, there is, I think it is the backroom problem that they're having because the morale of the boys are down. If you check their game, from like couple of games now, their morale is not that high. They are just playing as if, let's just
Nobody's
play.
ginger.
There's really something wrong somewhere. The morale is not
there. If you had to pick a team, if you had to pick a team that would beat Aston Villa on Sunday, what would your lineup be?
To beat a team, well, I think between Zirkzee and Højlund, Zirkzee has been more player on form. Amad Diallo on the right, Garnacho on the left, Garnacho on the left. Instead of Bruno, I'll play 10. He's never played there. I'll play Eriksen at 10. Give Bruno a rest. Let him come in later. And then I'll play Mainoo and Ugarte in the pivots. And then the defense picks itself right now. We have 2 right backs, so they have to play between Mazraoui and then at defense, Martinez. Now, Maguire had a fairly good game.
So you wouldn't play Rashford? You wouldn't play Rashford? You wouldn't start Rashford?
No, because Rashford doesn't track back in defense, and Aston Villa have got a very, very strong midfield. You need someone that's going to defend in the midfield. I'd even rather play Anthony, because
massive attack.
His sleeves up and get stuck in. Rashford's problem, and his biggest problem for me that I don't like, is that he does not track back. As a midfielder, he himself as a left-sided striker. Even the goal he scored, it wasn't actually a very good goal. It was on the goalie side. The goalie
committed. It wasn't a very good goal. I saw it wasn't a very good. There's nothing
in fact, if you look at Tottenham's first goal on Sunday, if you look at Tottenham's first goal on Sunday, it was Rashford that lost possession, and that guy went on a 40-yard run, he just squared the ball, and then that guy just scored. Brendan, whatever his name is. Yeah,
Garnacho better player than Rashford, because Garnacho crosses, Garnacho dribbles, Garnacho scores, and Garnacho creates assists, and Garnacho defends. All Rashford gives you is cut in and try to shoot.
Sorry, if I may come in, one thing about Manchester United, like some other teams, they have their strong areas, their strong points. Like, for example, Liverpool. If Salah is with the ball, then the Colombian guy. Once they are going, they know that we are going for offensive, for the attack. Let's and finish. After they have a corner, Gabriel is there, Saliba is there. They are expectant. They are looking up to them for something that can come out from it. If Saka is with the ball, but in Manchester United, they should have that kind of belief that let's do this thing. We can hit this game. So they should try and build the self-confidence. I don't so much believe that the problem is the coach, because there are some things the coach cannot tell you. You have to use your head. The coach cannot be telling you everything that A for apple, B for ball. No. He has done his basic. So he's now left for you to do the rest.
Their morale. They are not playing as if they want to win each game the way they are playing. They are just
relaxed.
Playing like...
They're too relaxed.
Let's be honest. Look at the players that we bought. Okay, Euro is injured. Ugarte, we bought him. Season already started. The late season has already started. All our players, we bought them extremely late. We were not ready for the start of the season. Zirkzee, we bought him. We couldn't play him. He wasn't ready. Which of our players that we bought this season did we buy and went on the tour that stupid US tour that was just a waste of time? They did not the season. And then with all of that, I'm sorry, I'm going to have to blame the coach and Dean Ashworth and the club, because they knew at the start of the season, since June or May, we knew we didn't have a left back. We knew that Luke Shaw and this boy got injury problems, and we did not make a move for a left back. If you watch France 98, Nigeria, we had an excellent team. The only thing we're missing was one fullback, and that was what made the reason why we couldn't go find that. You think that it's a small detail, but if you don't have your full, you can't compete for top 4. You just forget it. So stop getting upset. If you don't have you're going to play a team with makeshift fullbacks against a team. Aston Villa are going to play a left. Aston Villa are going to play a left. They're not going to play makeshift players. Full strength. They are ready for the season.
Yeah, they are. Let me not lie to you. With the game, I saw them that they played against Bayern. Those guys, they will shake. As in, if you guys are not fit that day on Sunday. You guys are going to.
And they shouldn't allow Aston Villa to score early. They shouldn't allow Aston Villa to score early. If not, if they score early,
if they should allow them to score early, the game is over. If they should score
first before
Man U,
they want to rush the game. the first 10 minutes to put Man U under serious pressure. So Man U should learn how to calm them down, tame them. If not,
I think that should be a pattern they should work on. Just calm them down. Don't be in a haste with them.
Yes,
they
let
will want
them
to score
know
first.
that you are
And
in
immediately they
control
score
also.
first, the game is over
The
for
whole
you
Man
guys.
U will begin to shake. Yeah.
Well, Kathy, Van Nistelrooy's replacement said they don't. That's what Ben McCarthy said about. So I mean, doesn't matter how good you are, you're gonna try.
You're lying.
Boss, put your coach under the bus. There's nothing he can do. He could be a genius for all you care. If you're not going to play and fight for your team, then what's the point? You know, someone like Roy Keane would be like, bring it on. We're down. We're going to fight, even if they lose. When United lost the final, they played their damnedest. Nobody felt bad that they didn't try. They were just beaten by a more skillful Barcelona side on the day, but they fought. And this team is not fighting. That goal that we conceded, that first goal that we conceded against Tottenham, when Rashford just taps the ball forward and then just disappeared and slowed down, and as if he wasn't going to play football anymore. And I understand that the reason why he started was because Garnacho was picking up a knock, so he could only play 45 minutes. And Garnacho is actually, Ten Hag said Garnacho is a starting left winger, not Rashford this season. But because of fitness issues, that's why Rashford got a start. But I mean, after his goal, that was it. You know, he just disappeared, and they overwhelmed that left flank, and it had to be covered. Garnacho had to come in to stop that left flank being overwhelmed. You know, and the British media made it all about that. Of course, they went all in on De Ligt. So De Ligt is bad. Onana is not a good shot stopper, but he tried his best. He had a relatively effective game. And Harry Maguire, you know, one thing I like about Harry Maguire is he's like the replacement. I now understand why people like McTominay. McTominay and Harry Maguire, they're shit, right? They have very little talent. But what they have is they understand the club and they have the fighting spirit and the professionalism to give their best.
Determination.
But McTominay now is not playing well for Napoli.
Yeah, and they'll roll their sleeves up and get stuck in. They may not be very good, but their spirit. And
I agree with you. They embody both of them embody the Man United spirit. I agree with you. They're very, very loyal and
it's just the football talent, that spirit. Because if they did, then I'd have said yes. Because McTominay, if he doesn't score, he's useless. And Maguire face, and he's got the turning circle of the Titanic. So I mean, those are the main. But he's one of the best people in the air. He just can't direct a header. But thank God he directed it well.
Absolutely, I agree with you, Kule. Warif, this guy John Duran, he has been working wonders from the bench.
I'm scared of that guy.
In fact, Unai Emery is tempted. Unai Emery is tempted to start him ahead of Oli Watkins. Just tell us a bit about that guy. What qualities does he have that keeps making him a very valuable super sub?
It's like, you know, there are some players, once you start them, they might not do well, but once you keep them on the bench, the coach studies the game, feed them like loading your ammunition, then release them to go and deliver. Now, that guy, number one, he's strong. Number two, he's smart. Number three, he can take, most of his goals are from outside the 18-yard box. Most of his goals. So, yes, and maybe he has been rehearsing it in training. The players, they already know his strength. So that's just what Man U should look up to. They shouldn't take that guy for granted. If he comes in, and they normally brings him around 65, 78 minutes, and most time he delivers.
One funny thing about that Bayern game, if you watch that game, Bayern Munich spent 3/4 of the game in Aston Villa's half. They pushed them into the box 18. They were utterly dominant. The goal came from a counter-attack.
You know, football is a funny game. It's just a funny game.
And the guy just goes, so they really dominated, and there were heroics by the Villa goalkeeper. But people, at the end of the day, people look at the result, not how the match went. So it wasn't as if Aston Villa dominated Bayern Munich. They were under the cosh for much of the
game. They took their chances.
They took their chances, exactly.
They took their
Munich, they were very
that's what football is all about. You have to take your chances.
A lot of one-on-one chances that the Martinez guy just kept saving and saving and saving. So it's going to be a very tough match. Man U is under pressure. There's no doubt about that. But I think you would ride them off at your own peril. So let's make predictions.
Sorry if I may come in. That run of the guy has started believing in himself that I can do this. Whenever I come, I can do this. That's what Man U players they need to do. They should talk to themselves. Let's do this. Let's go. We can do this. Just have the belief.
Yeah, sure.
Don't just allow your body language to control you or whatever. Just have that belief that you can do it. And they should step up their game. That's just it.
We've had a long pair with Manchester United. I started supporting them in the early 80s. And they have players like Remy and Paul McGrath, who was also of Nigerian descent. And throughout the 80s, Manchester United were pretty much what they were like now. And then after that, we now got Sir Alex. We had Big Ron Atkinson. He left. Then we got Sir Alex. And for many years, I was getting impatient. But for me, the game that turned around Sir Alex's career for me was in 1993 in the FA Cup. And Sparky.
Mark Hughes.
Against Oldham Athletic in 1993. That was the most pivotal. Up until then, I thought Sir Alex Ferguson was going to get sacked. We were going to finish badly. We were losing. And from that moment in 93, I just remember we did very well. That was the year I first went to Old Trafford to watch them play. Gothenburg in the Champions League, and they just picked up from there, and they became the team they were today. I remember it was Cantona that started it, and what Cantona was one of the greatest for me. He started the movement. I know that everybody talks about Wayne Rooney now, but for me, the greatest United player that I ever enjoyed.
Of course, Cantona is my heart.
Football, beautiful football, and even after he left.
Of course, I wasn't born in the George Best era. But a lot of people say George Best was magical, really.
Yes, George Best was very good, but I mean, I didn't watch him. I watched from the 80s.
Yeah,
and if Ten Hag gets a little bit more time and he stops doing this stupid stuff, I think he's under a lot of pressure. When I say the British press, social media,
they should stop putting him under pressure.
Yeah.
Don't stop using my
I think
headline.
his inability to communicate comfortably in English.
And they need to tell market.
The press have to do their job now.
Yeah, sure. Okay, guys, let's go to predictions. We're running out of time. Sorry, Kule. Saeed, what are your predictions for the game?
Yeah, I'm thinking 1-1. The game might end up in a draw. Yeah, the game might end up in a draw.
Okay, what of you, Warif?
I'll give it 2-1 Aston Villa.
Okay, Kule, take us out. It's been a wonderful
I'll give United 2-0. If they don't win, this is going to be Ten Hag's.
But anyway, you guys always have that head-to-head advantage over them. So I won't be surprised if you guys win.
If Man U are to win, I think it would be 2-1. I think Man U would concede.
Exactly. I don't have faith in that.
I don't have faith in that.
That is perfect.
Yeah, so guys, thanks so much for your time.
You're talking from the Man U fan point of view.
Yeah.
But one team is going to win definitively. Either we're going to get through.
I hope it won't be a hat trick of red cards from Man United. I sincerely hope it won't be.
That is if Aston Villa scored first.
Martinez.
If Aston Villa scored first, there might be a red card in that match.
They rescinded Bruno's red card. Though.
I know.
Yeah,
I know.
Yeah, I know. Bruno is playing
as well. So I don't know why they're targeting Bruno at the moment. And also that red card also contributed to that 3-0 loss to Tottenham.
Sure,
I mean, we're one.
That red card was not even a red card.
It wasn't a red card. It wasn't a red card.
But down by our best player, our talisman and captain, maybe we might have not lost 3-0. Maybe it might have been 1-1. Who knows?
Yeah. Okay, guys, we need to go. It's been a wonderful session with Kule Williams, Saeed, and Warif. Thanks so much for your time. And we'll probably do a post-mortem on Sunday after the game. And from me, it's bye for now. Have a wonderful evening.
All right, bye.
Bye, everyone. Great show.